What'd I just say? Ay, ay, Dios míos. Hey everyone. I hope everyone is doing good. I'm just gonna give it a few. I'm so sorry I'm late. We had a washing machine malfunction on the spin cycle, so we were trying to figure that out, and then I was trying to get these two to shh since I was going live, but you know how well that can always be. But I'm gonna give it just a couple. I know, like I said, Facebook said that I was supposed to do this at 11. I originally had a set for 8 o'clock, but then again, I'm still 15 minutes late, but you know, hey, I'm always fashionably late, aren't I? So today we're gonna talk about part 3, elemental beings, the gnomes, for our Fae month. So it kind of fit because technically fairies fit in with elemental beings, the gnomes anyways. It falls under that category, just like elves and dryads and all that too, okay? Even Pan technically fits under here. But yeah, so let me just give it a few seconds, see if anyone pops on. If not, we're still gonna go through regardless, and y'all can catch me on the replay. All right, let me get my notes here. I actually had to type everything out this time and didn't write it on my paperwork. I got so behind in everything so much. And then a lot of the stuff, of course, I'm just going to go off my personal experience on a lot of things. But we're going to keep it short and sweet since it is part 3 of our elementals. And we already did sylphs and undines the last 2 months. And then the last one we're going to do here in August is going to be my absolute favorite, which are the salamanders, the elementals of fire, so of the south as well. All right, so let me go ahead and just jump in. So gnomes, that's going to be the first thing we're going to talk about. So elemental beings of earth, also known as gnomes. And yes, you know, most of the time they are mimicked after the actual gnomes that people like to put in their gardens. Some are about yay big, others are, you know, about a foot. And then you have ones that are just about like a foot and a half larger, and they're the ones that live in the actual forest, because there's so many different types of gnomes too. There's your house gnomes, there's your garden gnomes, then you got your cave dwellers, and then so forth. I've only had the actual experience of dealing with the ones that are the garden gnomes. I've never experienced the house gnomes, and that big reason, honestly, why is because they don't like cats. They actually hate cats a lot, and I have 2 cats, so no surprise that I don't have any house gnomes in my house, but there might be some of you that do. But I do have them in the gardens. Unfortunately, I have not given my newest garden an offering, and that's my biggest mistake there, because gnomes really like offerings, of course. Who doesn't? But their offerings can be something as cool, and I say cool because I always love doing these ones, but if you take like a jar and you put a coin in it, doesn't matter what kind of coin, but just a coin, and then you bury it, you're actually giving the gnomes an offering. So you can, you know, I'm not gonna say make a wish, but you can ask for something, or you can ask for knowledge during meditation. But putting in a little jar, a coin, even crystal, they love crystals too. Go figure, because, you know, crystals are what, guys? Part of earth, right? Part of nature. So they'll definitely have that on there too. But you can always bury a jar, you can put a coin in it. I prefer coins, but you can also put a crystal in it too. So keep that in mind. So gnomes are earth elementals, as we already said. It falls in the north direction, just like earth itself. Let me just pull up Facebook just to make sure that this is working. I don't want to get too far ahead and then realize, hey, it's not even working, guys. Oh, okay, cool. It's working. So let me just pull this up. 1 second. Perfect. Okay, cool. So it's up there. So the word gnome actually means knowledge. So a lot of people think that maybe the sylphs would give you the knowledge, or maybe even the undines because it's water related, the emotions. But knowledge, honestly, has always been earthbound. So that's why gnome means knowledge. It does, like I said, follow the watchtower of the north. It's king, because remember, every elemental has an actual king. Some are actual masculine, some are both masculine and females. Masculine and feminine. I'm sorry, I apologize. But this one, his name is Gnobe, okay? Ghob. He's very relaxed kind of king. He's actually probably the most relaxed. He doesn't have a fiery temper like the salamanders actually do. He's not all about the emotion. He just believes in everything kind of being chill. Everything's just calm, relaxed, going with how things are supposed to work, like a fate-based kind of thing. So for being a king of an elemental, he's probably the chillest out of all four. All right, so one big thing I did mention just a little bit earlier, that elementals beings don't just always fall under gnomes. Now, I did say, like, hey, the whole thing's basically about gnomes, but there are other type of nature spirits that fall under the gnome category. So gnome, I guess you could just say it's just the general term, but there are others that trickle down. So like we said, undines, a lot of people, they're water spirits, but not only water spirits, but they're actually sirens, they're actually mermaids. It all depends on your culture, what you believe in, what calls to you, what you might see and hear, your personal experience with what actually comes to you to fall into that category of the earth elemental being, okay? So yes, you might see the gnomes. Yes, you might see a pixie. Yes, you might see a fairy. Yes, you might see the fae, okay? Yes, you might see an elf. Maybe you'll see Pan himself. Maybe you'll see, what would be another one that would fall underneath that? The dryads. I know I'm forgetting one, so let me pull up my notes here and make sure I don't forget. Brownies, you can think of them as hamadryads, which are a different style of dryads. But yeah, there's so many different, but it's nature spirits. All the actual spirit-bound entities fall under this, okay? Try to make sure I said all the easy stuff before we tap into it. Okay, so gnomes are, except for obviously protecting the forest, protecting the lands, okay, the cave dwellers, you know, they're also very protective. What are you doing? What?
It's dirty.
Okay, why don't you take it out in the kitchen so you don't get that in the doggy's eyes? Smart idea, yeah? I thought so. Hey, Kath. Hey, Ronnie. No, it's cool. Don't worry about it. I'm always late. I was 15 minutes late anyway, so technically we just got started. Okay, so they do protect the forest, they do protect the lands, they do protect the trees, the caves, anything rock-bound, but they are 100% dedicated and devoted to animals. And there are certain types of gnomes that only focus on... Stop! That's enough. You don't need any more than that. Yeah, okay. Sorry, they've been driving me nuts today. They actually refuse to talk to humans. There are certain gnomes that refuse to talk to humans, will only dedicate their life to protecting the animals of the forest. This is mythological creatures. These are, you know, deer and bears and tigers, birds, any type of nature and mythological nature creatures. They literally will protect themselves. And like I said, there's so many different breakups of the gnomes too, like the house gnomes, like I said, they like to play tricks on your house. So things go missing. Like if you invite one into your house and then you realize, hey, things are starting to not be where I put them. Like I had this crystal here, I've never moved that crystal, and all of a sudden it's found hidden underneath your bed. You might just have them playing a trick. And it's not a bad trick, it's just them being silly. No, it's good, Kat. So they like to play tricks. Garden gnomes are all about protecting the land and making sure the flowers are... What was that? Is your dad still downstairs?
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
Hold on.
okay. I got sidetracked again, guys. I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh, we're talking about flowers. They like to harness, you know, the essence of the flowers too, you know, so they like to chill within your gardens. But because of those gardens, the flowers come there for the fairies come, and the pixies love the flowers. So, you know, everything works kind of like one-on-one in nature.
Soccer.
They're a blessing to your home if you have a house gnome. Like I said, I don't have them because they don't like, excuse me, silent. No, nope. Nope. Sit. I told you guys. No, you see my face? Stop. 3 seconds. I forgot where I was going with all of that. I apologize, guys. There are male and female gnomes. It's not just all a male thing, okay? Keep that in mind. You get little tiny ones, and you got like a 1.5 inch ones. Not all of them have beards. Keep that in mind too. And these red hats with little balls. No, it's not a thing all the time. Like I said, they're very protective of anything earthbound. Don't mind me. I'm just see where I left at. I want to give you something really good. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to say, because I said a good bit. Okay, and like I said, offerings, anything earthbound. Have a garden. They love gardens. They do work well with fairies. Now that's going to give me a point, which I always love, contradiction cultures. So there are some cultures out there that actually say that fairies and gnomes work well together, but the fae and gnomes do not. Then they work together completely. Then others say that they can't work together at all. Okay, that's going to be your personal experience. Like I said, I've only dealt with the garden ones, but I don't deal with fairies. I don't deal with pixies. Don't deal with the fae. So I can't give you any, you know, how well do they work together. I just know that the gnomes do really well in my garden. You know, it helps my dragon's breath. It helps my lilies. It helps my perennials. They do really well, okay? And I kind of leave them to themselves. I don't really ask much of them. I just ask that they watch, you know, my perimeter, pretty much, my house. You know, watch things outside. That's really all I ask. I don't ask for much. But if you want to learn nature and knowledge things, then, you know, obviously give them an offering of such. Like I said, a jar with a coin or a crystal in it, bury it. Ask what you need to ask, okay? They're not like the fae where, you know, they're about making a deal. But keep this in mind, that if they offer you something like a gift, be warned that that's a lifelong contract, just like the fae would. But they're not asking for you to do, you know, crazy things or anything. But they will expect you to give frequent offerings. They will expect you to offer things to them more frequently than you ever have before. And they will expect to always have a home within your home, okay? So they'll be your lifelong, not gonna say pet, but in a way that's kind of what it is, okay? If they offer you something, not if you ask for something, but if they just offer you something, even say you're in a meditated state, okay? And you run into them in the forest, and say you run into the actual king, okay? King Nob, or Gob, I'm sorry, I always say it wrong, Gob. Keep that in mind, that he's trying to seal a deal with you for an eternity, but it's not anything as crazy as the fays are, okay? It's just, you know, he has a hiding spot now. Because it is said that the gnomes never stay in one place too long unless they have a home within a home, okay? Now, what I mean is, say you're in the forest and you come across the gnomes and say raised mounds in the grass, you know, like the hills and stuff. You see them. If you go back the next day, they won't be there again. They move constantly, frequently, okay? They always have to constantly be moving because as nature moves, they move too. But if they make a deal with you as a house gnome, you will see them. They're not going to be there every day, but they'll constantly be coming back because you offer them a safe haven in a way. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense because that's what I was leading to. Ronnie says, are some bad or like mean? Yes. And that's with any even like human, mundane person. You have your good and you have your bad, okay? But in this case, it's not like the house gnomes are bad. I'm sorry, it's not like saying like if you look at house gnomes, like, oh, some of these are good and some of these are bad. Actually, the house gnomes are very good, very good. They just like to play a lot of tricks. The garden gnomes are, they like to kind of keep to themselves sometimes, but they like to make things very pretty and they have no problems helping you if you let them play around in your garden. Then if you look at more of the forest ones, and I can't remember the exact name of them because there's an actual name for them, but they do not like humans at all. They only like animals. Then there's another set of dwellers where they actually are very malicious and they are very like sick and twisted. And those ones, and I really hate to say this because I don't work with this other set, but like with the Fae, they're very twisted in a sense, and they have no problem trying to get you to do things that you don't want to do. That's where those contracts come in, you know, with the Fae and all that. It's the same thing with these ones. I can't remember. I'm gonna remember it after the live because it's like right there at the top of my head. It starts with like a P. Can't think of it, guys. Put me under pressure. I'll remember it though, but there is a certain type of gnome that, like I said, is very malicious. But you're not gonna find them unless you're trying to get something that is out of the ordinary. So like, if you're trying to gain power in your practice, and I mean like dark power where you want to, you know, make someone do something they don't want to do. Kong, stop licking. If you want to make someone do something they don't want to do, these are the gnomes that would pop up, you know, when you're seeking someone. So be very, very specific on who you're calling and what you want. So if you don't say like, you know, I'm seeking the gnomes of, you know, knowledge and kindness, then you might get a malicious one. But if you're saying something like, you know, I want to gain knowledge and power of the universe, and leave it very general, but saying the word power is going to call a darker entity, in this case a darker style of gnome, which I can't remember the dollar name is. It's going to make me so mad that I can't remember. But yes, there's definitely different gnomes, but the house gnomes and the garden gnomes are very nice, chill. They're kind of about their own world, you know, but they got no problem helping and teaching. The ones that you're going to find in the forest, they're more skittish. They mostly prefer animals to keep them company and not so much humans. So if you do happen to see them, it's a rare thing that you're going to see that. Yes, if you accept the gift, you're tied to them. Yep. Oh, sorry, don't mind me. I'm scratching my ankle because I got some mosquito bites and they itch so bad. If you don't want to have dealings with them, don't accept the gift. Politely decline. And that's exactly it. Even if you pick it up, that's fine, because you're not saying I accept. And then when you realize, hey, you know, like, would be a good example. So stop it. So, you know, I pick up this crystal and they're offering it to me, you know, for whatever reason. And, you know, I thank you very much, but I will have to pass. And then turn around and leave. Even if it's the king offering it, it's okay. But you might never see him again. So be warned, because they're very, what's the word I'm looking for? They're very, I offer once, I'll never offer again kind of people. So if that makes any sense, they're like definitely like that. Okay, caught up on those. Let's see what else I miss. So you're going to find them, like I said, obviously in houses and gardens, but you're going to find them in forests. You're going to find them in caves. You're going to find them in trees. You're going to find them in like hilly mountain mounds, I should say. If you ever seen Lord of the Rings, where the hobbits live, in those like mounds and stuff, you'll find them there too. Inside the roots of the trees, living in the grounds. Pretty much anything like that's real earth. Rocks, they like to hide underneath rocks. Name it, it's there, guys. They're gonna find them. Ask you some questions. What do you guys want to know about them? Because I kind of gave you like very general, basic things, which was my purpose. Like I said, remember, you're also looking at elves. You're also looking at pixies. And I love elves. And I don't mean like the little pointy Christmas elves. I mean like the elegant elves. You can find them smaller, you know, and you can find them human size. And I know it sounds so corny because everyone's seen Lord of the Rings and, you know, the Hobbit and stuff, and they think, yeah, those aren't real elves. Well, guess what? Prove they're not. Prove that there's not a very sophisticated and ahead of times type of elf. Who's to say we are the smart ones? Who's to say that they don't have an elite society of elves that are very knowledgeable and they know things that we can only dream of knowing? Who's to say it's not? I will never say that. Elves in human size are 100% true. Have I seen them? Not personally. Have I dreamt about them? Yes. Okay? So definitely keep that in mind too. The dark gnomes remind me of the ones in Harry Potter who guard the bank. Those are goblins. I love goblins. They're cute. But yes, I mean, that'd be a great example of it, yeah. About they like their things, they like their shiny things. And it sounds a lot like dragons, how dragons like their shiny things, but they like their crystals and they like their shiny things. And that's true, they like their money. So that'd be a great example if you want to think of it that way, to be honest. Yeah, it is kind of like the gnomes, you know, with a Harry Potter twist. That's a good one, actually, Kev. I like that. With sharp teeth. I always think, and it's so weird too, leprechauns fall under this too. So like if you're into, you know, the Celtic culture, you're gonna hear a lot of leprechauns. Well, leprechauns are also known as gnomes. So, you know, if you like the gnomes base, and you believe in like the old actual like tales of leprechauns, they're not nice. They're malicious. So you see where some of the old legends come from in the movies? Let's see, what else did I miss? So the creatures nourish and like to investigate anything that's on land. They feel the life force of trees, flowers, and other living things that have a strong urge to care for them. So they like to watch them and watch them thrive, and they like to heal. They are a very good healing type of elemental being as well. Just like the undines like to heal, the gnomes like to heal too, but just in a different style. They like to study a lot of earthbound nature and materials, minerals. They like to transform into those. That was another, like, there's a myth to that too, where they transform into like rocks and they transform into trees to hide, to camouflage themselves. Stop doing that, please. Gnomes are also known to help humans who have established a connection with them and have been treating nature well. If they choose to help you, their forte is bone healing. I've never seen that, so I could totally see that to be a thing. But just like the undines and the souls, they choose if they want to work with you. So I can't believe I didn't remember this, but I've said it in the last 2 lives. If you do work with nature, you know, if you have a garden or, you know, a flower bed or you just like to connect with the earth, or you talk to the trees, or you listen to the wind and the trees, you know, and you listen. You have a stronger connection automatically to the gnomes than if just some brand new witch that came into the mix. So think, do you have an earth connection? Are you connected to the earth pretty well, you know, as an element itself? And if you can sit there and say, yes, I do, try calling them in a flower bed. Try calling them around the base of a tree where the roots actually like raise some. Try it. See what you get. You'd be surprised what it was going to come to pay. I know, I'm not the big fan of the movie Leprechaun either. But yeah, so try that, you know, try and make a connection to them. Like I said, offer them stuff. And no one says it has to be anything special, but they really do like crystals. They really do like fancy rocks. I'm telling you, it's one of the things because it is earthbound. Don't try to offer them more soil and more dirt because that's everything that they already have, but offer them something else. Maybe a certain type of root, perhaps, one that's not common in your area. Bark, offer them some type of bark, things like that. But I definitely say sit out around, you know, a garden. It doesn't have to be yours. It could be, you know, one from a park. Sit around it, close your eyes, clear your whole head, and meditate. Okay. And when you're meditating, call out to them, seek them, ask them to help you with knowledge. Okay. You can't go wrong with learning things about knowledge because that's what gnomes are. They're all about knowledge. They're very old, okay? Very old. They like to learn things, but they like to give you that knowledge back, you know, kind of like a trade. Let's see what else I can tell you guys. Any questions? Any questions? Ooh, honey. Yes. Honey is fantastic. What do they call it? Fermented honey or unfermented? Fermented. Am I saying that right? There's a certain type of honey that they prefer. Pretty much raw honey. I would just say raw honey is the best for them. They love raw honey. Let me see. Because when you're like calling to them, you could even say something as simple as this. Dear Gnomes, guardian of the energy lines, I ask for your assistance and guidance today about my work on planet Earth. Please help me connect and contact you and show me what I can do to help you in your mission of protecting the Earth. Please allow me to learn your ancient skills and knowledge and to teach people about the importance of your work and about respect for the environment of which we are and you are the guardian of. I thank you for your help and many blessings. Something simple. Talk it out when you need to. I mean, don't think it's like, you know, has to be a crazy, powerful speech. You know, you could just sit there and be like, I really would love to learn from you. Please guide me in understanding your ways, understanding your connection, so that I may strengthen my connection to the Earth. Something simple, something just off the top of your head, how you feel, okay? But I will say this, working with them is gonna be a huge grounder for you, okay? It's gonna make you feel heavy. It's not gonna make you feel light. If you're working with the sylphs, yes, it's gonna be like you're floating on a cloud. If you're working with the water, with the undines, yes, you're gonna feel free and just go with everything. When you're working with this, knowledge is what, guys? Heavy sometimes. When you learn something and it's powerful because it has like a futuristic meaning, think of it this way. If someone told you that your dog was gonna die in 3 days. And you had that knowledge in the back of your head. How are you gonna feel? Like shit, right? Knowing this, it's like, that's heavy, right? It's heavy here, it's heavy here. So it's the same kind of thing, okay? Where you're gonna probably get some information that's gonna be heavy. So know that when it's heavy, you gotta make sure your shoulders are broad and strong enough to handle it, because it's not always gonna be easy. No way, shape, or form is it gonna be easy, okay? So shield yourself, ground yourself when working with them, all right? But once you work with them, I think you're gonna do great things, honestly. I wish I had a stronger connection to the gnomes, but I don't have a very strong connection to the fairies or the fays or the elves, and I really wish I did, because I really do love elves. Hey, that's my toe, ma'am. No. I don't have it. Now, have I worked with them? Yes, definitely. I mean, I have to. But they're not, like, my top ones to call, if that makes sense. So I'd really love to hear, you know, some experience. Now, does it matter a time of day? No. Does not matter what time of day. Doesn't matter if it's sunset, sunrise. It does not matter. Now, would you be able to get in stronger contact with garden fairies at a certain time? I mean, think about it. They do have night lilies that bloom at night, right? But then you get your day lilies too. So it just depends on which type of gnomes are gonna really come through, depending on what kind of day it is. Because nature still needs taken care of around the clock, day and night, correct? Certain flowers bloom at night, certain flowers bloom in the day. So it really doesn't matter. Your house fae, when you're up, they're up, pretty much. When they sleep, they sleep, pretty much. But no, it does not matter what time of day. It really doesn't. I definitely, like I said, recommend roots, bark, coins, crystals, rocks. Those are like the biggest things, and honey. Those are really strong, heavy things. Flowers, if you want to offer flowers, your personal flowers dried, I would give an offering to. I would wait till they die though, like if they die on their own. Always have this fear. Loki, stop. Stop. Austin, make him stop, please. I always have this fear that if I cut the essence of the flower before it's time and trying to offer it to the ones that are actually taking care of it might offend them. So I try not to do that. I try to wait until, say, like my roses die that my husband bought me. Okay, I don't want to make them die on my own. I rather than do it on their time. Then it's not as horrible, and I can give it back to them to help them rebirth the flowers at another later time, because of this essence is still there technically. I had a night bloom last week. Same, I have a night lily and it blooms only at night. And then if you catch it like early in the morning before when the sun's like not fully out, it's still out. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it because I got two huge ones. I got my daytime ones, which are my dragon's breath, and then I got my night lilies. So I always have flowers blooming depending on the day. Any other questions? Any questions? Let's see if I missed anything. I feel like there's some stuff I needed to tell you and I just can't remember what it is. Let me think. Gnomes are energy. They harness the energy, the life force, the chi, the ki. Okay, so also that was another big, how did I forget that? They're really, make them stop, please. They're really all about energy work too. So if you work with a lot of energy work, gnomes are really great, which is really weird because you would think, hey, Crystal, don't you work with energy? I sure do. I just haven't had the need to work with the gnomes. I do respect them and, you know, honor them. They're just not ones I work with a lot, or at least not had the opportunity to really work with them. Maybe if I work with elves, because I always really did want to work with elves. That's, you know, that's a sophisticated. I might not be smart enough to work with them yet. I haven't reached my ascension level, perhaps. I don't know. You know, you don't really know until you try. So maybe one day I'll try when I get the shot. Do it. All right. Questions? Any other questions? Lilith's like, I got a question. Meow. Would the dragons allow you to work with the gnomes? Yes. The dragons just do not like the fae themselves. They have nothing wrong. They have no issues with gnomes, elves, and Pan. Personal. But they just do not like the fae. Now, if you put fae and fairy together, then you might as well include fairy in that too. And pixies. Y'all jump at absolutely nothing. It's just boggles my mind. But yeah, I'm totally allowed to work with the gnomes, with the dragons. Especially if I have earthbound dragons. 100% they absolutely love them, because remember, certain gnomes like to work with mythological creatures, and earthbound dragons are 100% those. So yes, they actually love that. They just don't like the freaking fae. Which I get it. It's understandable. And they like the elves, because the elves, there's something about elves. I was actually like, which is really weird, probably a couple years ago I had a dream about elves, but it might have been because I was watching a lot of Lord of the Rings at that time. I was like having a replay, like, you know, binge watch of all the Lord of the Rings. And I have an obsession with Legolas and his father. And of course I had a dream, and I wasn't Legolas and his father in my dream, but it was another set of very elegant and sophisticated elves in this, and I was in it. And it, you know, again, it took place kind of in like the Middle Earth and all that. And I was fighting alongside of them, and it's like I was a hybrid. I was a mix. I was half elf and half human. And, you know, and dragons were in there, and it's just, there's something about it. It was just amazing to be in it. So I've always had that pool of, yes, dragons and elves can work together. And they do. I've just not had the honor to work with the elves. Which that actually might be another topic I might need to actually research more onto. Might have gave me something to hone into. I guess I never really thought of it that way. I love when I'd randomly think of stuff during lives like, hey, why did I never really think of working with them? I always wanted one of those the little thingies that they wear here. I always wanted one. One day I'll buy myself one. Baby kitties are getting so big, by the way. They all open their eyes and they're so stinking cute. Can't wait for you to see them next weekend. Yay! I'm so excited. I really am excited. Can we tell the genders yet? I really want that one that has like an all black back. I really hope it's a boy. I keep saying it's a boy. I hope it's a boy. I hope it's a boy. I really want a boy. I was thinking of crazy names for it too. Like, side note, sidetrack, here I go again, guys. So I have, these are my tops. There's Voodoo. There's Chaos. There's Anubis. There's Eclipse. And there's Mystic. So I'm really leaning, like Sean really likes Eclipse because it's, you know, easy. I really want Anubis. I really want Anubis. I'm just not sure if the boys can say Anubis. Hey, Austin, say Anubis.
Anubis?
Yes. Okay, so Austin can say Anubis. Luke might be my trouble one because of his speech. Kathy says Chaos! And I think 2 girls and 3 boys. I really hope that one, the one I keep thinking of, has like an all black back. I really hope that's a boy. Because that's the one I really, really, really want. And Megan, she's like, I don't mind, whichever. And her name is, I think, planetary based too. So I can't remember which name she was picking, but it's one of the planets that she was thinking of. So she's excited. And chaos! I know, I was thinking chaos, but then I was like, ooh, am I gonna manifest a chaotic cat? I was worried about that, but I was like, Anubis. Like, I keep drawing to that. I was just worrying how my kids would do with saying it, but I really want Anubis. Like, there's some reason I keep drawing to Anubis as the name. But yeah, so those are my names. You have some hella mythical dreams. I wish I dreamt like that. I dream what feels real life crap, and I hate it. If it makes you feel any better, I still do too. Like last night, I was watching a lot of, I've been watching a lot of Chinese and Japanese subtitle movies of back in that like samurai time period. And I mean, I'll binge watch, like there's like 60 episodes at one time, and I binge watch like 30 something in a day. You know, I'll watch on my phone as I'm cooking and stuff. And last night I dreamt I was one of those. I was in one of their schools learning, you know, kung fu and, you know, harnessing my, you know, chi and my, you know, ki. It's just so amazing. Like last night, and I have my own sword, and, you know. And it wasn't like a samurai sword or, you know, a katana or anything. It was like, it was like a straight blade. It was really pretty, but it had really pretty designs on it. It was like ancient symbols. It was really cool. Like, I was so excited. Loki, stop.
I can't get him to stop.
I think that's a boy. We can check for sure next weekend. Yes, yes, that's the one. I'm telling you, that's the one. I've been itching. Like the whole time I seen that, I was like, it has to be a boy. It's a boy. I just kept drawing. I was like, a boy. Absolutely stunning. I'm so excited. So excited. And I told Mike, I was like, I'll probably bring the 2 cats home on August 13th. I stayed dreaming I'm fighting people, like punching people in the face and attacking them for some reason or another. Yeah. I've had a lot of also running and hiding dreams, which is really interesting. I never really understood why, because I'm such a, like, I always consider myself, I'm such a fighter. Like, I'm gonna be that one that stands up while everyone else, I'll be like, it's all right, I got it. I'm gonna stay here. I'll handle this. You guys run and go. I got this. Like, that's how I always picture myself. That's how I am, like, in the real world with, you know, certain things. Like, even at work, be like, listen, hey, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna deal with these guys. Go ahead and get some, you know, call for assistance. That's me. Like, I do that. But in some of my dreams, I'm actually running and hiding and, you know, trying to like evade them finding me. And I'm running in these buildings with multiple doors, and, you know, it's like a maze. And I never understood why in my dream I'm always, you know, running and hiding and trying to, you know, stay safe. And I don't know. Something I never understood with dreams. Dreams always was one of the topics. I have no idea. So whenever we do the dreams, I can't wait to actually like learn about what all that really means. Like, I need, and I hate to say it because I always feel like I can find my own answers, but sometimes I need someone else to tell me what they think that means, like what that can represent, and help me figure out why I'm dreaming of things like that, you know? Why I'm dreaming of being, you know, hunted and killed, and, you know, do some of my dreams have past life meaning? Things like that. I always found just kind of interesting. A couple weeks ago, I dreamt a cop tried to arrest me in my front yard for drinking, and I punched him in the face, and he was wearing a Pride outfit. Oh, that's funny. Now, I wouldn't even know what to do with that dream. I'd be like, what just happened here? See? Same, Kath, same. I just really want to know what the dreams mean. Like, it's so hard because I can sit there and I can read all the dream books and like their interpretations of certain dreams, but when you have a dream and there's different parts of the dream, what does it all mean? You know? Like, I'm dreaming of this and then I'm dreaming of that. And like I said, I'm dreaming of, like, last night, I dreamt I was, you know, a kung fu fighter learning the skill, you know? But it was all about harnessing my own energy, you know, energy into a power, and utilizing my power to, you know, defend and fight. Like, it was crazy, you know. But again, I was watching all that stuff for like 2 days because I've been sick as a freaking dog. My energy has been so depleted that I physically couldn't do it. I had to sleep. And then when I slept like 5 hours after work, and then I was up all night, and then I got massive headache, but I couldn't sleep, so I kept watching TV with my glasses, which I hate wearing my glasses because it really fucks with me because it makes me feel like weak, that I can't like do things on my own. I know my brain's wired a little different. Why would glasses make you feel weak? I don't know. I guess because I never needed glasses before, so now I feel like I'm getting old and my body's just shutting down. I don't like it. So yeah, so I binge watching all that, but finally, after a nice shower and, you know, moving my butt around a little bit more today, I do feel better. So, go me. I'm still really tired. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm really tired. But I love you guys so much that I don't really care. And of course, I get to talk about my favorite things, elementals. Would never miss that. And see, Megan has dream books. Maybe I should look through hers. I've never actually seen mine or looked through mine. Well, you'll have to let me know if it's any good though, Kat, that book, the Llewellyn one. Because I don't have any dream books at all on that. I just always find it interesting. Hey, Serenity! Oh, girl, we're just about to log off. We kind of ran through a bunch of stuff. So catch the replay. I'm trying to think, what do I got next? Well, this is going to be all for this, guys. For the elementals. Quick and basic. I just want to kind of give you something, you know, to work deeper in with Earth element itself. Because you know me, I love my elements. All about my elements. I live and dream the elements. Shoot, Kathy, what's my next topic for this month? Ooh, Dragon Tea Time. How can I forget on the 21st? So we are going to be doing a Dragon Tea Time. I will post the ingredients ahead of time so you guys can get it if you so choose. We will be making a tea together. It'll be a Fae-related tea, okay? If you work with a Fae, you can enchant it when we blend and create together. It's a bunch of magic. But if you don't work with the Fae and you just want something really pretty and yummy to drink, it works both ways. So yes, I'll be doing a Dragon Tea Time. I'm so excited to get back into my Dragon Tea Times. We'll also be doing a lot more do-it-yourselves too. So I hope you guys are happy about that. We worked really hard on figuring everything out. We're gonna give you like a 50-50. 50 do-it-yourselves 1 month, and then the other part of the month we'll still be doing like educational lives like this where you interact and we teach you some stuff and you teach us. Because like I said, some things I don't know, some things you can teach me. And that's what makes everything amazing too. Would you believe I still have the migraine? I don't know if you've noticed I've been like going like this, scratching. It's right here and it's really hurting. But it's okay. It's better than the cluster headaches. Those things make me nauseous. So I'll take the migraines. It's just a lot better. I know when I go to sleep and I rest my brain and I turn it off, I'm really hoping tomorrow I wake up and it's gone. But I'll take it compared to what I came with, because crying because of a headache, it's not fun at all. And I really fought with Sean not going to the hospital last night. Like, he was mad as shit. He was like, let's go, we're done. He's like, you're already throwing up. I was like, I'm sleeping. Let me sleep it off. So I won. But he woke me up like every 3 hours just to make sure I wasn't dead. He hates when I get my cluster headaches because I'm like a whole different person. Like, is it called catatonic? Catatonic? I don't talk, I don't move, I don't want to do anything, I don't want to be bothered, just leave me alone. Nothing matters in the world besides me sleeping or just laying there. Okay, so you get. I know I'm a little. I'm a little iffy today. That's okay though. I am better. I'm better. All right, so if no one has anything else, I will see you guys on the 21st or 20th. I can't remember. I have to look for Dragon Tea Time. So again, I'll post the ingredients and I think the event I still have to post too. Or I might have already posted the event. Anyways, I will make sure I get that to you. So if no one has any other questions, if you're watching the replay and you have questions, please drop the questions. I love questions. Like I said, we try to keep this very general based. I kind of keep it short if I could. You know, dig in. You know, if you want to learn more about gnomes, dig into the lore, specify what culture you're looking at. Because like I said, the Irish and the Scandinavian and the Greek all have their own renditions of gnomes. Okay, so definitely keep that in mind also. All right, well, I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of the night, morning, afternoon, or day. I'll see you guys soon. Blessed be.